Somebody sitting beside you. Then move forward now and ask somebody. All right. So welcome to BCP Day 2. And we'll be starting this program in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
All right. So yesterday we started something, and we usually call out the theme for the event every time I say BCP 24. Do we remember that? Do we remember that? BCP 24. BCP 24. I'm not sure that I have, people that have eaten this morning in the order. All right, so we'll just need one or two people to just stand up and tell us what they gained yesterday. And I would like it not to be those that even answered my questions yesterday, because I'm sure some people answered questions yesterday. But then, let's not put that condition. If you want to talk, you can talk. I'm not going to put that condition. If you were here yesterday, I just want those that missed the event to know one or two things that we learned from yesterday's event. So if you are going to be willing to do that, can you raise your hand? You just need to tell us anything from any speaker that you learned yesterday. Just wave your hand. Okay, we have one person. We have another person. We have another person. That's 3. And we have 4. Please, a round of applause as they come forward. A round of applause. See, you will not clap for them again. All right, thank you so much for, coming out. This sister answered question yesterday. You deserve a gift. But then, we'll see what you can do about it.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jistomi.
Wait, sorry. Can you see your faces well? Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jistomi. And one thing I took from yesterday's session, or various sessions, was one from the first speaker, that's Ms. Sarah, then from the panel session of Mr. Tolu and Mr. Yemi, was know yourself, show up well, do good work. Start from where you are. Don't wait till you have everything you desire to have before you start. Don't want to have everything on ground before you start. Just start with what you have, then you can scale from there. Like Ms. Sarah said yesterday morning, she said, to scale, you don't wait till you have everything, every of the machines. Using what she did or what she does as an example, she didn't wait until she had all the machines, all the sewing machines, all the weaving machines she needed before she, started doing stuff. So just start with what you have. The little things you have, start with them, and you can scale from there.
A round of applause for him.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Overcomer, but if you feel that it's so long, you can call me Jacob. One thing I learned from yesterday's event was from Miss Sarah's talk. She talked about resilience and you going extra mile to achieve your goals. Then another thing I learned from Mr. Jeremiah, he talked about APIs. As a web developer, as a backend developer that consumes a lot of APIs, I learned something from him. That's building scalable APIs, APIs that are easy to consume and not APIs that are hard to, when you're putting them on the endpoint, it's giving you issues and it's not easy to interact with. So that's just a few things, or that's one of the few things I learned from a lot that I learned yesterday. Thank you very much.
A round of applause.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, when Mr. Overcomer was talking, someone I was privileged to introduce yesterday, Professor Oladuni Daramola, walked in. So I want us to rise to our feet. No, not on the seat. I want us to rise to our feet and give mommy a big welcome. Rise to our feet and give mommy a big welcome. Say, welcome, mommy. We are happy to see you again this morning, mommy. Thank you so much for coming around. So let's have our seat. You can continue.
Good morning. My name is Ayomekosi. So what I learned yesterday was from Sarah, and she said, start from now. you don't need to have all the resources that you want before you start. And she also said, build a global brand. Don't build the brand based on what you have now. You have to have the global opportunity in mind.
Good morning. My name is Moyolua. Also, what I want to say is about what Miss Sarah said yesterday. She said to access global opportunity, you have to build and solve problem in your field, also in a global standard, not just in a local standard way. You build in a global standard so that when the opportunity comes, you'll be able to grab it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Bemisola. So I learned quite a number of things yesterday, and some of which I'll be sharing. All right. So from Lady Sarah, I was really, really blessed by her story about the way she started and about the fact that you do not disregard people. She talked about character, and she also talked about the fact that you need to prepare now, not when you get the opportunity. So another thing I learned yesterday was the part where we made mention of 3 sets of people you need to surround yourself with. Okay, yeah, 3 people. So we talk about, sorry. So another thing is about the fact that ability and abinibi. Yeah, I remember that. About the fact that ability is something that you learn, while abinibi is actually something that is from within. So thank you so much. That will be all.
Please clap for her well. Please. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I also learned something yesterday. I think one of the sections that actually resonated with me was also Sarah Adesemoye's session, and when she spoke about scaling up, having a goal in mind that, oh, you want to go global, but you don't wait till you have everything before you start, start working and everything will come to you. So was blessed by a story about resilience when she said she was going to be on the road for a long hours. Please, if you actually are familiar with traveling for long hours on the road, you know that it's actually not easy, and she was able to do that. Yeah, and that's to show that many a times the overnight success we see actually had so many years of hard work and resilience. I think that's one major thing that I learned yesterday.
One thing I learned was that I should go and get my international passport. Is that not true? Is it not true? It is true. And I'm working on it already. Serve me good.
All right. So before we call on Tolu to give the welcome address, I quickly want to say some things. So when the speakers are coming up, or when they are coming up, we'll welcome them, clap for them, all those stuff that we do for people we love, we do that. Then when the speakers are speaking, if there's anything they are saying that resonates with you, let them, you can give them a round of applause or something. Let them know that you are listening to what they are saying. Let them know that you are getting it. Yeah, we know you are getting it, but show it. It's just that 2 people in love, you can show me. You cannot tell me you love me without showing it. So if you want to tell them that you are enjoying what they are saying, please show them that you are enjoying what they are saying. Show them that you are getting value from what they are saying. Don't just stay there and just be looking at them like that.
Don't shout preach it though. Right.
Don't shout that,
Don't shout
please.
All right. So right about now, we'll be starting the event by welcoming the convener of this great event. Are you happy to see him? Are you happy to see him? All right, I want to see that in your reactions as we bring forward the convener of this event, Pastor Solo Alashe Olugbemiro. Please, a round of applause.
Louder.
Please, let's stand up and welcome him. He has brought us here together. Please stand up and welcome him. Keep clapping till he gets here.
Please let's sit down. All right. Please let's have our seats. Thank you very much. All right. Firstly, I'd like to say welcome. Thank you for everyone who came in early. And I also want to personally apologize that we started 30 minutes late. We are getting better, right? So today's welcome address, yesterday's welcome address, I did anime recitation. Those of you that were here, you know, wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes according to plan in this accursed world. The longer you live, the more you realize that the only thing that exists in this world is pain, suffering, and futility. That was Uchi Amadara. Now, for Tolu Asholugumiro, you know, while I was growing up, my mother told me that I would be great, right? But one of the things she didn't tell me, I believed her, right? Which is true, because I believe her. But one of the things she didn't tell me was that greatness would require me to do a whole lot of things. It would require me to be resilient. It will require me to be daring. It will require me to be bold. It will require me to be afraid, yet beyond my fear, go for the things that I want to get. And all of these other things I had to discover along the way. Not that my mom was wrong, but that she prepared me ahead of time for what greatness would entail. Now, you're sitting here today, this morning, and you want to learn how to access global opportunities. Now, for our parents, global, in quotes, might have been the next community to them. For an example, for my parents, when, in quotes, when they wanted to make it, they left, my dad left Kogi State. He was snuck out of Kogi State in the night. He's watching this. He was snuck out of Kogi State in the night because his mother was the last born of 12 children. And he was the only male. So his mother was guiding his life because he was the only male child out of 12 children. And his friends knew that, Oga, if you stay here, you'll be a farmer. So one fateful night, they snuck him out of the village to Port Harcourt, the land of oil and money, as they said it. And in quotes, I would say that was where his story started from. My mom, same thing, when she lost her mom when she was in Form 5. She lost her mom when she was in Form 5. I don't know what Form 5 is equivalent to these days, but SS3. So she lost her mom in what we say in SS3, and she had to pick up life by herself. So what did she do, right? She decided to learn catering. Without any other certificate aside from her secondary school certificates, she decided to learn how to make cakes and how to cook rice and food. And then, because she knew again that my mom is from this, no offense to Ondo State, but my mom grew up in Oka Koko. But to her, being global or accessing global opportunities was traveling down from Oka Koko down to Port Harcourt to go learn how to be a caterer. Better than any other caterer in her time. Yes, my mom is the best cook in the world. Right? So now, to my parents, being global was leaving their individual states to a place where they believed that they would make a better life out of themselves. Now, eventually, my mom would go on to bake cakes and cook for expatriates. Since before my eldest brother was born, who is 30 years old now, my mom has been making cakes and cooking rice. And what made it very interesting is now, in over 30 years, she has prepared intercontinental dishes, starting from rice and stew and jollof rice, right? She had prepared intercontinental dishes for expatriates across different levels. And one of the things we spoke about yesterday, and Mr. Yemi, were intangible things that you would need to become a global citizen or to become, to access global opportunities. Now, she worked for different expatriates across 30 years plus, and each and every time they were leaving, because expatriates in Nigeria who worked with Shell then had a maximum of 8 years to stay except they renew their contract or something of sort. So across 30 years, she worked with different people, and each person that she worked with always loved her, right? To the extent that at a point, they wanted to carry her and go. But, you know, she has a husband in Nigeria and kids, right? But Jesus wanted only her, because she cannot leave us now. But then, each and every one of them, and 25 years after 12 years after she served a particular boss, the man would be coming to Nigeria, and the man called, like, "Hey Mary, what's up? So I'm coming back to Nigeria, and I wouldn't want any other person to work for me. So I'm telling you ahead of time that you have like a job for a period of time that he would be around." At that point when that call came in, my mom was rounding up another job, the job she had then, and she was like, Tolu, work has finished, so there's no, from here on out, you will go and look for money. Although she had told me to go and look for money since GSS 2. No, since 100 level. In 100 level, she said, don't worry, don't work. Just focus on your studies. In 200 level, on a fateful day, I called her, "Mommy, I need money." She said, "Your mates are already working. What are you looking for?" But yeah, that's it, right? So intangible values, intangible value, intangible resources were the tools my mom used to become or to access global opportunities, to serve or to work for people within and outside Nigeria who value her so much that they would call ahead of time to ensure that she doesn't get another job. She just waits for them so that when they come, she wouldn't be employed somewhere. And during the wait time, the person who told her to wait was paying her salaries, right? And then my dad, over the course of many years, he wanted to go to the military, but he was too short. Yes. He told us the story that one of the greatest things he regrets in his life is that he was short, that all his mates are now in the military. So in order to ensure that his children are not short, he married a tall wife. So that if there's anything he did right in his life, was marrying a tall wife, so that his children would not be short. You know. So based on his challenges, based on his experiences, he made decisions to ensure that the future he would secure for his children would be better than the ones he had, or that the one he had. And it is because of my parents that I can stand here to address you. It is because of my parents that I am resilient. It is because of my parents that I can say, people define me as a crazy person, because whenever I think of something, it usually looks impossible, right? But beyond the Tolu, it's impossible, Tolu, we can't do this. There's a boy who his mom told him over 26 years ago that he was going to be great, and he believed her. So to each and every one of us here, I am repeating the same words my mom told me, that you are going to be great. But greatness is not, greatness will not be handed over to you on a platter of gold. Yesterday I read NF's lyrics from his song Hope, which is the intro for his latest album. And he says, what is the definition of success? And in one of his definitions of success, he says it is someone, or it is a man who would not give up, on his dreams, right? He would go ahead to pursue it, even if, now I'm rephrasing it because I did not memorize it, even if there are odds stacked against him. And NF went on and on defining what success means to him. That song resonates so deeply with me, because success does not come easy, greatness does not come easy. But I believed my mom, and you should believe her too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tolu, for that wonderful welcome speech. It's actually such a beautiful thing to have your parents believe in what you do. You know, some of the people that have their parents believe in what they do, I always tell them that they don't know what the Lord has done for them. It's good that we have people that believe in us. And just like Tolu has said, that his mom said it would be great, that he believes her, and we should do that too. And I believe your mom. Yes, I believe your mom, and I know that she'll be great. So, very quickly to the next session, I'm going to be inviting Agbede Stephen to give us the opening address. Agbede Stephen to give us the opening address. A round of applause, please. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma. All right, we are here and we are here now. So, first thing is the fact that I've been part of BCP organizing team since last year. But yesterday, I was going through the speaker list, and I saw I didn't know what my name was in there because I was not invited to be a speaker. I said, what am I supposed to do? And I opening address. I didn't know before. So permit me if there's like some potholes. So the first thing I did when I saw it was the normal Nigerian. I went to LGBT, said, write me an opening address. And you know that in the tapestry of our times, we see a beacon of light and inspiration of hope. But that's not why I'm here. So, sometimes ago, I consider myself to be someone that doesn't have any talent. I'm not sure that I have one talent. Sometimes ago, I consider myself to be someone that doesn't have any talent. I'm not sure. But because of that, I had. Sometimes ago, I consider myself to be someone that doesn't have any talent. It came from criticism. I don't like Messi. I don't like Ronaldo. Why? What's the hype? Do you understand? Hype empire is here. He's looking at me. What's the hype? Like, I don't know. And it's because I felt like I don't have a talent. And so if I see that you have a talent, the first that I'm going to hate you at the first. Just why? What did I do to God? Or I don't know. That you have talent and I don't have one. So it came as that. Then I had to change that and try working on it. But before that, I was making a research on talent or on why people have talent. That's when I was young, I had the concept of tabula rasa where our mind came blank. So if all our minds came blank, how did you come up with being talented? And is it because my mom did not tell me that I was going to be great, even though she did? I don't know. Why don't I have any talent? So I started making research, and eventually I started loving people that have talent. And one of the things I struck, which is something I want to share with you, is you look at the likes of Muhammad Ali, you look like the likes of Ronaldo, you look like the likes of Messi. It looks like just seeing people that are great up there, and you find out that first thing is the fact that what is so special about them? I mean, what is so special about 11 players or 10 players running around with balls and all men will just go crazy? And something I found out is the fact that appealing to our lesser self is our desire to be entertained. That is, we just want to be entertained. That maybe we are going through a lot as Nigerians. I mean, all of us were in the process of learning the new national anthem. We are going through a lot. So, all my life, I only know, oh God, and the other one. But now I have to start learning another thing. But then that's just by the, and, just that desire to be entertained. Maybe you, throughout the day, you're stressed and you want something to, ease out your stress. Then you come home, you go through your leisure, maybe you watch ball. Personally, for me, I love basketball, so I'll watch highlights because I don't have time to view the full match. So So at that time, it's an entertainment. But then, if it's an entertainment, how come we are not so desirous to watch Atletico? I think, I don't know, but then, how come you are not so eager to watch Canopilas? How come you are not so eager to watch Sunshine Stars? How come you are so, it's just, at that time, Real Madrid Baka is Man U, is, I don't know, Man City. How come it's Haaland? How come it's De Bruyne? So something I found out is the fact that, just like I said, it's not just entertainment. But when we watch those matches, or when we watch, I'll call it, when we watch greatness in display, it reminds us for a moment at that time that when you see what a human can do, it reminds you of yourself. And for that moment, you see the capability of Ronaldo, where he's moving the world. And the first thing is that you see yourself, and it instills a dose of greatness inside of you to see that if, at that time, I also can be something. And that is why we are all intrinsically so great, so crazy about stars. Do you understand? What will Michael Jordan represent to you? What will this boxer represent to you? What will Tunde Onokoya represent to you? Because it's just an extension of yourself that if I see a human do this, it inspires a belief in yourself that you can do it too. And that is what is so appreciative about talent, that when you see Toluwase here, it shows you that you can be here also. I didn't even plan that I was going to be here, now I'm here. Do you understand? So as we go into the events today, first is the fact that you might see a speaker that you have seen before. Maybe the speaker is your friend. Maybe the speaker is your brother. Maybe, I don't know. But it might be someone that is your pal outside here. But whenever he's off this stage, I don't want you to get familiar and see the person the same way you have been seeing the person. It robs you of the whole experiences of today. Do you understand? Just tell yourself that for a moment, the person that is standing and is going to speak to you, listen to everything he has to say, and that for a moment, it illuminates your own light, that if the person can stand here, you also can be on stage with halls filled with people shining their torch and saying, Imolede. Do you understand? That it means that if someone can stand here and probably you know the person, you also can stand here too. Do you understand? So one thing I want to tell you is the fact that because I'm standing here, I'm also rooting for you, that one day you also will stand in stages and people are going to. So welcome to BCP 24, Building Global Brands. Thank you.
All right, so I think that is one line that almost everybody has been hearing. If he can, you can. All right, so thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that. Please, a round of applause for him once again. So I'm going to re-emphasize, if I can host, you can host. Yes. You just have to be bold enough. You just have to, face that. All right, so let's move to the next program. We'll be having, since we already have our welcome address, we'll be having our first speaker to speak with us. Who is excited? Who is excited? All right. So our first speaker for today, to be honest, I really appreciate his resilience. He is somebody I have walked side by side with, and he's someone I so much admire. Little backstory, we, in one way or the other, did IT together, and this is someone that in every kind of challenge, in every kind of situation that I've met him so far, he's able to pull through successfully and triumphantly. He's someone that's, from his own life story, from his activities, from the things he has overcome, you would learn So I want you to be open to it. I want you to be able to, not just see one person just standing there. Just like you said, don't just see it as just another speaker. I want you to actually learn from it. I want you to know that this person is not coming to you just because they said another speaker is coming. Do we understand me? Do we understand me? All right, so to bring him forward, I want us to do the beat clap, the tap clap, while I read his profile. And then by the time he's coming forward, you switch to the rain clap. Are we good? Are we good? Okay, can we start? I can't even hear the clap. If it's not loud enough, I'll not read it too. Hey. All right. And also manages their communities. Please, louder, louder, louder. Keep clapping.
All right. Hi everyone. Finally, it's you guys will have my time today. Sorry, yesterday was just a bit of rush, and I'll just spend a bit more time today to like explain things, especially with Web theory and communities, all sort of that. So yeah, the bio, you must have seen like a PFP on the banner. So that's me. I don't have cream dread or something, but I that's just me. That dread was taken from one of my. Huh? So that dread was taken from one of the projects I was actually interested in way before. That was I think Memeland, but that's by the side. So today I'll be talking about communities in Web3, the relevance of communities, agile, well, not only in Web3 but generally in tech and in creators aspect, everything around that. So I won't take a lot of your time. I will just be deliberating this into like 4 or 5 major points, and I would love for you guys to listen and understand. So I would love for it to also be an interactive section. I think I answered some questions yesterday, but today, if you have any other questions, you can ask me, and I'll be able to like, if it's within my power, I'll be able to answer. So let's get to it. Yeah, yesterday I mentioned for Web3 and everything that has to do with me growing till now, like what has actually been part of my journey, it has always been communities. So I'll break this down into a more storytelling and interactive session. So yeah, yesterday I mentioned communities give you a sense of belonging and identity, and I mentioned one of the communities I'm currently managing, which is it's not all that big, but it's one of a gaming community, a private gaming community in Web3, where everybody comes together. Most of them are gamers. It's funny how like you playing games can make you quite some money in Web3, but at times the process can be a bit like you playing those games. It can take your time, but it has to like do with you being very dedicated to that, and actually you trying as much as possible to show up also. So yeah, we come together, we play games, and these games that we play are like contributive to our growth in a way that once we are able to like get into having conversations with each other, we will be able to like share a lot of things, learn a lot of things together. So with the gaming community I am in, I'm part of the team, and the founder is actually one of a really big gaming creator and Web3 gaming creator, and she has built this community for over a year now. So for me, my own aspect of this community is just to manage the community and also manage the team. And this is what I actually learned so far. So putting this in my bio, okay, I work for so and manage the so community. It has given me these opportunities that I never expected, where I get recommendations from them. I get, when they read my bio and they see her name, they know I'm attributed to her, and I'm attributed to such community. So that's one of the things that it can help you do. So for example, now let's say, let me just give an example. How many of you guys are like maybe 30 BG fans or Whiskey fans, or I don't know what they call them, but most of you would have like seen tweets like, oh, there is a 30 BG community, and most of them are like always supporting Davido or something like that, or supporting Wizkid, the Wizkid fans and all those things. That's a community on its own. And at times, funny enough, most people handling those communities get opportunities, and that's what people don't know. They get opportunities from the fact that, oh, they go to clubs, they see people, they get connected. Okay, this is what 30 BG does, how to promote this song. I will speak to my community, they will speak to the fans and all those things. So it's just like you doing that directly with crypto and Web3. So we have a community, most times they call them DAOs. There are also little communities called DAOs, that when you come together, you guys are coming together to have a share of a big win, or you are trying to like get successful together. And for example, there are communities like Surgeons, there are communities like I think Searchify, and this is what they do. They come together, they work on a project together. Okay, let's say you are doing DeFi. If you are doing DeFi analysis, if you are doing crypto or meme coins or any aspect of cryptos, if you are doing NFTs, they come together, they teach each other most of those things. And when they teach you all those things, you feel like, okay, I'm in a community where I am learning something. And this will take me to my second point. If you're in a community and you're not learning anything, please drop out of that community. If you're in any Web3 community and you feel like you are being left out on things and nobody is answering you, nobody is answering your questions, I would advise you leave there and try and get into more communities that really have your time and really want to grow with you. And that's something that is very, very rare. So my journey so far has to do with like building with these communities and ending up like the current one I'm building with. One of them actually stayed dedicated, and that's what most of these communities need from you. They need you to stay dedicated to the community. Okay, you guys are putting out a tweet together as a community. Okay, you engage those tweets. You grow the community, bring more people in. You bring like build the influence of such community, and that's what they are literally looking for, support. And also for you to support them, you gain something at the like back. You get something back where you okay, you possibly get some whitelist, you get some tokens where you maybe you guys are grinding together and you possibly like, oh, there's this particular token that just came up and we would love an allocation as a community. And they say, okay, what is your community name? Okay, you guys put out a tweet to support that particular project you are partnering with, and those projects give you guys a token. They give you guys those tokens as whitelists. You make money together. Basically, that's basically simple. So you are sharing a lot of things. You are sharing knowledge, and you are sharing so many things together. So I would love to like also mention. I didn't mention this yesterday. Community brings accountability. You guys are definitely accountable to each other. Let's say, okay, one person is messing up, or one person is lost, or one person doesn't even know where to start from. Okay, you can meet someone within that community and say, okay, let us learn this stuff together. When I joined, when I started managing this gaming community, I didn't have like much knowledge or a lot of knowledge about what gaming is then. Like I was very, very bad at it. I didn't know terms like P2P, play to airdrop, P2A, P2E, and play to earn, campaigns, airdrops from these games. What type of game should I be playing? Is it a first-person shooter game, or is it a RPG game, role-playing game? I didn't know all of those stuffs. But when I got into these communities, I learned along the time, like alongside a lot of people in the communities where they come together, they share information, and you guys will be able to like share knowledge like with each other. And I stayed accountable in a way where, okay, now I want to start putting out content on gaming, on Web3 gaming. Who can I stay accountable to? I know someone that dropped alphas for me. Okay, these are early gaming projects you can get into. Okay, get on them, write content on them, get the whitelist. Sorry, if you guys are lost, please let me know. But do you guys understand the terms I'm mentioning? I know this is possibly new to you. It's Web3. Don't be scared. If you want to like more explanation, you can actually meet me after the this session, and I can explain to you. But whitelist is like an art. Like let's say you getting access for an art or an NFT early, and you buying it for a lower price and selling it for an higher price, and you make money from it. At times it can be successful, at times it cannot be successful. So it is just like that. But in this way, I was able to like learn most of these terms. Where you will learn in Web3 is within the community you are in. That's just a community, and they will be like, okay, you have to pay money for joining a particular community. Please don't. I'm just giving out that warning. There are communities you can join for free in Web3, and you learn a lot, and you'll be able to like gain a lot of experience. Do not pay any money to join a particular class or anything in any class or something. This is just me putting it out there. Over time, just take your time and learn over time, and you will learn a lot of things. So another thing is mutual support and feedback. As it's like you being, I won't say parasitic, I don't know what they call it, but there is this kind of mutual benefit you get when you are with communities. So let's say community member A is winning, community member B is winning, community member C is winning. So all of you packing your wins together, and let's say you put it out as a tweet, and people will be like, okay, this is a very, very good community. Let us partner with them. Web3 projects will be like, oh, I can see this community is making a level of win. I can see this community is like, okay, being supportive and all. So once you are into these communities and every one of you guys are winning, you guys are making your wins, like even on losses too, you are able to like be mutually beneficial to each other. You're able to like get each other feedbacks. Okay, what mistake did I make today? Did I sell this token early? I shouldn't have sold it early. Did I not do enough research about this particular NFT project? Did I not do enough research about this particular Web3 project? Did I not like sit down to dedicate so time to this, and that's why it's affecting me now? So you'll be able to question yourself. I mean, there are people in Web3 that once I scroll on my Twitter, I'll be seeing, or I just bought a new Venza, or I bought a new car, mad car like that. Those things are not actually meant to like oppress you, or I just made $6,000 today. They're not meant to oppress you. They are meant to like motivate you to do better. And you will see a lot of those within your community. You will see, you definitely see community members being at that high end, and you are just feeling like, oh, where am I? I know you are just starting. Most of you are just basically just possibly starting Web3. But my advice is take your time. I think I was talking to some group of people yesterday. Be very patient. Once you're sure that's what you want to do, there are times you'll be frustrated. There are times a lot of things can happen. I think Prince was mentioning it yesterday. You can't be lazy. You have to be very hardworking. You have to be very dedicated to it. Let's say, okay, I don't know, how many of you are students here? Just want to see. Okay, I think quite a number of people, quite a number of you are students. So for you as a student, I would advise use this time to learn and network. Learn a lot of things about Web3. Go on Twitter. Okay, create your Twitter account. Build your Twitter page in a way that you'll be able to like connect with really interesting individuals, not people who will take your money and like make you lose a lot of money, but people who are like going to like grow with you, who are going to, and you find those people. Those are the kind of people that don't really make noise, and those are the kind of people that you have to take your time to understand. And I personally, I deal with international set of networks. I don't do I don't do Nigerians like that, like 40% Nigerians, 60% international, so that I know, okay, these people are actually, people abroad get early calls, they get to know projects earlier than, it's only few Nigerians that I feel like they are very dedicated to what they do, and it's not like they need to take money from you guys. So, and there are actually quite a handful of them that you can meet or you can connect with. So take your time to connect with the right people and to network with the right people. So, and one of the things I will also say is, the major issues I have with community is that, okay, let's say a group of you come together now and say, okay, we want to do BCP Web3 community or something. Okay, you guys came together, you are learning from each other. Over time, it can feel like there's nothing being done within that community. So my advice for you guys is just to take your time when you are with such people. Look for new things. Let's say you guys are naturally into, okay, NFTs at first. Look for new things to learn. Look for new things to understand. That doesn't mean you should try it out yet. Just learn about them. Okay, I'm trading NFTs for now. Okay, let's say the next time I want to like start doing tokens, but I'll take my time to learn right now. I'll take my time to learn DeFi. I'll take my time to learn a lot of things before I go into like trying any other thing. So take your time to learn, take your time to understand all that is happening within the space. It took me 3 to 4 years to actually start seeing like, when I mean money in Web3, but it takes time. You don't have to rush things. That's just it for me. Don't rush things. Take your time, learn, make your mistakes. You definitely make mistakes. Make your mistakes. Don't feel bad about it. Make your losses. Don't feel bad about it. At the same time, look forward to making more wins than more losses. If it's about jobs that you are trying to get into, build your portfolio right from now. Let's say, I think I was talking with one of you the other day, I think that was yesterday. It's a digital artist. Look at projects, Web3 projects that, let's say NFT projects that you can like work on. Let's say really hyped ones. You can start with those ones because those ones are popular before you start looking for ones that are underneath that are actually worth something. So this project, you can say, okay, let's say there are Web3 projects now. You can just look at those projects, look at the type of art they do, create your own variation on those arts, and just post them. You can post, keep posting. It is either some people look at your page, and once they see your page, they see, okay, this person is actually building something. This is actually how his art is like. Once they see your page and they see something tangible, it's either they contact you for a job to do for them personally, or you can end up drawing 500 characters of an NFT or 1,000 characters of an NFT, because there are some people that are actually looking for people like that. So it's either you work for high-end individuals in the space, in Web3 space, as a personal digital artist, where they will pay you, let's say, $1,000 per month, or $1,500 per month, or let's say a $300 per in 2 weeks, or something like that. But you've already started building yourself up. If you are someone that is into social media management, or if you are into content creation, start creating content. Even if it's like write a long form thread. A long form thread is like a thread that has a hook and the body and the rest, and a CTA, call to action and all. But they are not in thread forms. They are just in a particular. I don't know if you end up using Twitter, you understand how it is. So I know you guys might feel like, oh, and that's another thing. If you end up starting now and you start putting your content out now, you start doing your best out now, you start learning now, in the next couple of years, in the next couple of months, you will be grateful that you started now. That's just it for me. Like, you'll be very grateful you started now. You won't feel like, okay, now I've understood a lot of things. There are a lot of times you will give up. I've been there. You want to give up a lot of times, and that's where communities also come in, because there are some people within the community that want to like inspire you to do better. You will see their wins and you'll be like, yes, I want to like be like this person. I want to like learn to be better. So over time you might feel like giving up, but take your time. It's better you start now, and that's just it for me. Like, start now, start putting those contents out, start creating those animations, start creating those if you're a marketer, if you're a graphics designer, if you're a website designer, if you code, start creating websites on random Web3 projects, really high-end ones though. Start creating websites on them. Let them see that you are doing something. I started off with putting out stories. I'm a storyteller, so I started writing stories about Web3 games, started writing about projects, and when I started putting these stories out almost every single day, they found out that, okay, this guy is actually putting this out and people are reading about it. I create art on those projects, so I create art, I draw them, and I put them out there. So when it captivates people's attention, they see that, okay, this is a very good story, and all. Later on, I had a very interesting portfolio to show them that, okay, the project that like got into now, Seedify and Seedworld, they told me, when I was talking to the founder, I was telling him, see, I know that you guys don't have this thing at your disposal yet. You don't have a creative writer, and some of them don't even like have, let's say, an animator. They don't have, let's say, a product manager, a product designer. They don't have those things, except they are really, really high-end companies though that employ people from Web 2. But in Web 3, some of them are actually looking at bringing people from, they're looking to employ people within Web 3 that have high potential in this. So I told him, this is possibly new to you, and this is something that I feel like this is something that you need. Nobody wants to be reading boring threads. Nobody wants to be reading boring content anymore. It's high time, like, okay, let's create something different. Let's build out these characters. Let's write a short story on them and post it. Let's captivate people's attention using this. Let's do a bit of creative writing on most of this. And I was able to convince him and said yes. Even the salary I told him about, he ended up giving me like 3 times of it. So these are people that find value in what you do. Once they see value in what you do, and they see value in what you have to offer, you don't have to like look for them. They will look for you. And over time, once you've built that portfolio and all, I'm not saying you should not look for jobs. Definitely look for some, but build your portfolio. Take your time. It's not going to be easy, but it's a process. Money making is a process. Growing is a process. I'm not. This is BCP. I'm not a rich person. No, I just want to put it out there. But this is me trying to like talk to you guys to like start now. It's better to start now. It's better to know where you want to go now. It's better to understand the direction you want to take. I personally wish I had enough time, even though at my age right now, I wish I had enough time to like still, I'm not old though, but I wish I had enough time to like learn some things over time. and don't rush yourself. There, to get to a point where you test other waters. Let's say you're into like Web3 gaming now, you're into Web3 creative writing, or you're into like putting out content, or you're into, or you want to be an influencer, or you want to be a DeFi analyst, you want to be a data analyst in Web3. Yeah, there are data analysts in Web3. Or you want to be a motion designer in Web3. There are people like that in Web3. So this is a new ecosystem that are looking for people with potentials from Web2 and putting them into Web3. So first off, don't be scared. It's a kind of, when you want to start, it's a bit scary. You might even be hearing a lot of jargons that will scatter your head at first, but do not rush. Do not like rush into it. So I just want to say this, that there are people that most of you guys will like have to sacrifice a lot of things for this. Is normal, even if you're in normal tech or any aspect of tech you're in, either you're a product designer, or you're a creative, or you're customer service or customer management, all those things. There are a lot of things you have to sacrifice, and it's all dependent on which one has more priority for you. If you feel like, okay, school is your priority now, I would advise you focus on school. Then while you are focusing on school, take a bit of time to actually learn over time. Just use this as a learning phase, so that when you are ready, you know, okay, yes, I'm fully ready for this. Don't be scared to like put out content. You might put out a content today now and you just get 1 like or 2 likes or 3 likes or 4 likes, and you feel, what am I doing here? You start questioning your existence, but that's not how it is. It takes time. It takes time. There are people looking for who took shortcuts to this thing. Yeah, they might be doing well, but they'll meet it at the end of the day. But Web3 is not a get rich quick scheme. Crypto is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not something you come in and, okay, make a couple of dollars and disappear. The more I remember when I started, I was making about $50. So the more over time, I was like, give me $50. So what will I use $50 to do a month or something like that? But over time, you start like gaining a lot of things. Look for people who really, really want to build with you. I know you might not like have that resources at your finger now. I remember saying it yesterday, I started with an Android phone. I didn't like have a lot. I was just grinding NFT these projects then. I think virtually most of us in Web3 right now, during that corona period, it was just something new to us then. So we were grinding NFT projects. We were just taking our time to just get widely, sell it, make a couple of bucks and all those things. But in that process, some people in that process fell off because they were not looking at this thing long term. They were looking at this thing as something that they want to just get money from and disappear. I remember she has 52,000 followers right now. And I remember when she started and she was telling me she just came to Web3 just because she wanted to buy a new phone. Right now she's like fully established and all those things. So you guys can take your time, find the right communities and all. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Does anyone have any question now? I have to like up for now. I have a couple of meetings today. So do you have any question? All right. Okay. Okay, I'll just take 2 questions because of time. Yeah, come forward, please.
Okay. So my question is there like a meeting point between AR, VR, and Web3? Is there anything that brings 3 of them together, or is AR, VR separate and Web3 separate? Yes, virtual reality, augmented reality. Is there any meeting points between the 3 of them?
Sorry, you give me a bit of time. The thing is, when I started, nobody understood. I'm just trying to say this like I'm a storyteller, so I'm trying to say this with my story. So when I started Web3, or when I started writing rather, creative writing and storytelling, there wasn't a lot of people that were doing that as at that time. People that were doing that were just either from Web2 that they employed, those people that wrote for Disney, they wrote for Avengers, they wrote for crazy games that have narrative writers that have crazy portfolio. for big Web3 games, Call of Duty, those ones that wrote for Call of Duty, those ones that wrote for a lot of games that I can't actually, Sekiro, most of these games. They came together, they employed those people, and those people are very expensive. She get me? They are really, really expensive set of people. And when they employed them, well, they did a good work, but most of the times the project end up dying because they do not like strategize that into Web3. Writing for gaming is a whole different ball game. For AR, VR into Web3, it can be a whole different ball game. Right now, AI in Web3 is a whole different ball game. Literally, right now in Web3, you can use AI to build a game. That's just how mad it is. You can use AI to build a game, then get a token from the game you built, provided people actually play those games. So that's how crazy it is. So for AR, VR, I would advise do your research on how you can put your value, which is AR, VR, into Web3. There's a bridge. There are a lot of things, a lot of people. Let's say AI folks in Web3 are looking for virtual reality folks that they can employ to actually turn their AI to a more hologram or virtual reality kind of look. And they will possibly need you more when it comes to physical conferences. We had let's for example now there's NFT NG, which is coming out which is happening June 24th. There was NFT Paris, there was NFT, I think there's another one somewhere in America like that. These people, there's one that I don't know if I'll be going for, but NFT Singapore will be happening in September. So these times, there are people that, let's say for gaming now, they want to there can be a game that will come out tomorrow in Web3 and say, we need people that we can use virtual reality for. Do you get me? Let's say you can put on your virtual reality mask and implement that into a Web3 game. We don't have that yet in Web3 gaming. So look for a way to implement that, put out content on it, put out what you are learning from it, put it in form of storytelling and all those things. So that's the bridge. You provide a real value that they are looking for. Do you get me? So any other question? Okay. Sorry, you can ask me your question after this, but let me take a. Sorry.
All right, so good morning, sir. Yes, you were talking about Web3 gaming. I think I'm kind of interested in that. And how can we, you also talked about communities. Okay, so my question is it possible for you to maybe give us names of communities, so we can be safe and we are assured that, this is quite legit compared to the various stories we've had from Web3, cryptocurrency, and duping people, communities, name of games, and how we can just navigate ourselves around it? That's my question.
I can't actually give you the name of a particular game right now because there are a lot of games coming into Web3. But I can give you the name of communities you can look out for. So if you have your phones now, although Surgent is, you can go have your seat. Surgent is a sort of private communities. You need an invitation to enter Surgent. So we have Surgents_IO for Nigerian communities. We have Meta Friends. So that's Meta, then FRENS, Meta Friends. I don't have my Twitter right now on this laptop, but we have Searchfy. Searchfy is one that a lot of my guys started with. Searchfy, although Searchfy you grind, you will send a lot of messages every single day. But we have Searchfy, that's one of it. And in Searchfy, you'll be able to have a lot of opportunities. Searchfy provides a lot of opportunities, provided you're able to give that value to them. So we have Searchfy, we have Surgents, we have Meta Friends, we have for creators, we have Creators Nexus. Those ones need invitation, and the reason why they need invitation is because they personally don't like communities that, I personally don't like communities that a lot of people are inside there. It doesn't favor you guys. If okay, let's say there's a community of creators now, and there are like 2,000 creators, and only 150 or 200 out of those 2,000 is gaining something from that particular community. So it is more of a little size bit community and a large size opportunity. So there's also Brainbox. Brainbox is one that one of my guys Zane is running, but you will need a private invite for that. I can't actually get you the private invite. This is what I'm trying to say also. Once they see the value in you joining their community, because they don't just want anybody to join that community. You can end up joining a community today now and tell them that, and you just feel lazy about things over time, and they don't want that. They want you guys to be dedicated to a particular thing, because most of them always purge people out of their community. When I mean purge, like they remove people that are unserious, take you away, and all. But when it comes to gaming community, the gaming community I run right now is E_constellation. Sorry, E_constellation_. E then constellation then underscore. It's majorly by a popular gaming influencer. They have for another gaming community. We have Spectrum by Sonjay. Fly Kites. If you type Fly Kites on Twitter, although maybe I will have to I don't know how you guys will get that resources, but because I'm almost leaving now. But there's Spectrum. There's E_constellation. Those ones are a really good project. There's GG Chronicles. Yeah, GG Chronicles is a really good one to also start with. So GG_Chronicles. So that one is run by Radian. So these are communities that you can try to join in if you're interested in gaming. And when you're interested in normal Web3 stuff, we have Meta Friends, we have Brainbox, we have Surgents, we have we have quite a lot. But I personally, we have Dinero_XYZ, but those ones also need invitation. So I won't advise you to rush into that, into get communities. Just look at the particular, once the names I've called now, look at them and know whether you or not you want to get into them. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad that I was able to speak in context today. So see you guys in the next BCP. All right, take care of yourself.
Thank you so much, Samuel. A round of applause for him once again. No, that's good. A round of applause for him once again. BCP 24. That's too cold. BCP 24. BCP 24. All right, so I actually learned a lot from what Samuel said. You know, I feel that when we are properly educated about what Web3 is all about, you know, he spoke yesterday. For those that were not around, he had a session yesterday. So when people are not properly educated about what Web3 is about, they will just feel that it's another get-rich scheme. And just when another celebrity says that, oh, he has a coin and this and that, and people will just rush and put their money in it without proper research and, you know, asking questions. But I know that everyone present in this session will not make that mistake. Am I correct? So if I say tomorrow that I have a coin, Tolu coin, and I'm asking people to invest in it, I know that you will do your proper research before you do that. Am I right? Am I correct? So right about now, I'm going to be inviting on stage the new speaker, Faisat Hussein. So I'm just going to be saying a few things about. So her name is Faisat Hussein. She's a brand strategist, a writer, and LinkedIn influencer with over 25,000 followers. Actually, when I got the program flow from Tolu, one of the things I did was to look up the speakers on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and thereabout. And I was really, really surprised when I read her profile. And I went on LinkedIn and I saw that she's actually a student. So for the student in the house, I believe this is for you. So you're going to be learning a lot from Faisat on how she has been able to build a personal brand as a full-time student. You know, there are some people that have part-time student, full-time, their occupation, but she has been a full-time student and she has been able to build a personal brand for herself. So she's known for her consistency, particularly the 120 days LinkedIn consistency spree. Our mission is to inspire and equip the next generation of leaders among women. Beyond her professional endeavors, Faisal Hussein, anime enthusiast, and earth advocate. She's also known as the Queen of Branding, a title she aspires to live up to. She strives for all aspects of her life. There is one of her quotes that I saw online, and I'm going to say it to you. She says that if you are not a brand, you are not a commodity. That means that if you're not a brand, that means you can't sell. So join me as I welcome on stage Faisal Hussein. A round of applause for her. Louder, 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 louder. She takes the microphone. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you very much for that introduction. Hello, everyone. Shout out to our speakers, the co-convener, and everybody here today. So, I actually wanted to start today with a joke, but then I realized that there's nothing funny in this country. So I'll just tell you, how many of us are familiar with LinkedIn? We are here to talk about LinkedIn. So how many of us are familiar with what LinkedIn is? Please, can I see? Here it is. Awesome. Okay. So how many of us make good use of LinkedIn? All right. So let me tell you 3 things about me here. The first one is I'm a 500 level student of URP, Futaye. And the second one is I started my LinkedIn journey when I was 300 level. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I started my LinkedIn journey when I was in 300 level. And the third one is I didn't have a skill when I was starting out. What I meant was I read a lot of books, so in my head I just believed that I can write novels. So I decided to join LinkedIn. It was during that COVID-19 strike. Yes, that was when I joined LinkedIn, COVID-19 strike. I'm the firstborn, so you know when you spend so long at home and then your siblings start to disrespect you and you just want to have something to do, you need to leave home. That was when I decided to find something to do with my life. But why am I telling you this? First, the thing is, it's never too early or too late for you to start your journey. And what I mean by this is, some people, when I tell people that I start in 300 level, most people say, oh, I wish I had started sooner. It's never too late. There is a 67-year-old man on LinkedIn right now that I really, really enjoy. I really, really enjoy his content. I find him very admirable. So it's never too late. It's never too early. The second one is you don't need to have everything figured out. When I joined LinkedIn, I didn't have a skill. I was just there to go and do ofofo, to know what everybody else are doing. Then the third one is I need you to pay attention to what I have to say today. Why? Because even if you've not started or you don't have anything you want to do, you don't know what you want to do yet, you might be able to gain something out of it. So let's get started. All right, so building personal brand on LinkedIn as a job seeker. If you are not a brand, you are a commodity. There's a difference between being a brand and a commodity. What do I mean by this? A brand is distinct. A brand, people know who you are. It's just like you being a writer. Can anyone name a writer here? Any writer that you know? Anybody? Sorry, what did you say? Sorry, I can't hear. Chimamanda, right? But we have a lot of writers. We're able to pick up Chimamanda because she has built her personal brand over time. If you are looking to get a job on LinkedIn, as today's topic says, we need to be able to build ourselves so that they will not just be looking for us. It's like you are going to the market. You want to pick, you are looking for orange to buy. Obviously, you are going to pick out the one that stands out to you the most. So that's just it. Can we move on, please? So why does LinkedIn matter? Most of us don't know what LinkedIn is. LinkedIn is a professional platform. People call it professional Instagram. Basically, all you have to do is share what you do, but your skills, network with people, use it to build a personal brand for yourself. what matters and why should we do LinkedIn? That's networking. The first thing is networking. Networking has taken me places that I didn't want to believe. Right here, I met Tolu on LinkedIn. I didn't have any idea who Tolu was, but because I was able to put myself out there, he was able to identify me as someone he would like to teach and learn from people. So the second one is personal branding, which is what we are going to discuss here today. Personal branding and how to use it to get jobs on LinkedIn. We've all complained, most of the people, when they go on LinkedIn, they tell me the first thing they see on LinkedIn is people who are just trying to uh, showcase what they have. They are always showing achievements. It's so exhausting. Yeah? When you go there, you don't know what you want to say. But you get on LinkedIn and then you see people saying, I achieved this, I'm 16 years old, but I got $5,000 clients. And then you just feel like, what am I doing with my life? So, but I want to tell you a reason why that is happening. LinkedIn, even though it's a professional platform, it is also a marketplace. That is, they are looking to promote their product. So when people go on LinkedIn, fresh people, you open an account on LinkedIn, they tend to push the success stories to you on LinkedIn because they want you to see that, oh, these people are achieving this thing on this platform. I want to achieve this on this platform too. So it's like a motivation. It's not really to discourage you to use the app. So how do you make good use of LinkedIn? If you are going to a new place, the first thing to do, the proper thing to do, is for you to introduce yourself. So this also deals with optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Excuse me. How do you introduce yourself on LinkedIn? By having a professional brand, and that's by starting with optimizing your LinkedIn profile. For you to optimize your LinkedIn profile, there are 4 main aspects I want us to discuss about. If you have a LinkedIn app, please open your profile so that we can get things going. The next thing is headline. The first thing is your headline. And your headline should clearly state what you do, which is your job description, brief explanation of what your job description is about, and then major accomplishment that you want people to know. Let's say, for instance, you have a PhD in writing. You start with writing, then brief description of the type of writing that you do. Do you write content for websites? Do you write content for people who? Do you write content for people who? Do you write content for health, or do you write content for Web3? Give us a brief explanation of what you do, and then be specific about the certificates, the PhD that you do. Then the next one is your about section. Now, the banner is important, the profile picture is important, but because we don't have enough time here today, I'm going to pick out the 4 important things. What should your about section be about? Your about section is not about you. You want to sell to people, right? You want the people to listen to you, and you want them to be able to patronize you. That means you need to give them a reason. Yes, it's okay for you to share all your accomplishments, but you also need to identify their problem, identify the solution you are looking to give them, and also tell us about your experience in solving this problem. It's like you want to convince someone to buy a product from you, and then you are telling the person, I've used this product, several people have used the product. Yes, several people have used the product, but what about the person you are talking to? Identify, this is the issue you are having, this is how this product is going to help you solve it, and this is my experience in solving this. At the end of saying all that, add a call to action. People can just read and then they will ignore. What do you want them to do after reading all this? That's your call to action. Do you want them to book an appointment? Do you want them to send you a DM? Go ahead and add a question. Then we have the featured section. Featured section is where you can highlight things that you've done on LinkedIn, where you highlight important things that your clients needs to do. Featured section, it can include, it's not for your popular post on LinkedIn, please. It is for a link to your website, booking, networking, and your service. We also have the experience section. People just go ahead to add, people go ahead to just add experience, like, I worked at this company this day, and that's all. Experience section helps with SEO. That is search engine optimization on LinkedIn. It helps with pushing your content to how often you are going to let people view your profile. It increases your profile view. So when you are using your experience, remember remember to add your date, add the numbers. Algorithm work well with numbers. So add your number, the experience, what are the things you achieved while working with this company, and add pictures as proof, of course. The next slide, please. Now, there are so many features on LinkedIn. We have the networking platform. We have the where you can get jobs. If you are using your LinkedIn platform right now, you will know that. You will check it out. We have the connection on LinkedIn. If you are looking to build a personal brand, there is a popular quote that a tree cannot build a forest. You need people around you so that you'll be able to push your brand further. You need to build a community as well. Like I'm very sure our speaker mentioned that. If you are looking to build connections on LinkedIn, personal brand, people to push your brand, you need people. And that brings us to the first step. This is the connection. LinkedIn allows you to connect with 100 people in a week. That is, out of a month, you are allowed to connect with 400 people. But there's a trick to this thing. It's not everybody you are going to connect to. You are going to highlight the people that relate to what you have to offer. You are going to pick out these people. How do you identify them? I'm talking about your target audience. If you are going to identify your target audience on LinkedIn, that means you already have a product, right? That also means you already have people. That also means you already have things that you have to offer. That means you already know their problem. You already know the people that you are trying to solve their problem. And yeah, it's working now. Her because I You can see that. So I'm going to start with, we're talking about LinkedIn features, right? And that's with the connection. When you see issues that you are not growing properly on this platform, or you are not doing the right thing, there is someone out there on LinkedIn that's already achieving these things. What do? You connect with that person, you learn with that person, and you don't necessarily have to send them a DM, because some people, they don't reply to DMs. You just learn from what you can, from their profile picture, from their posts, their daily updates, their newsletters. Learn from them, and then try to also improve on your own. I started on LinkedIn as someone with no skill, like I mentioned earlier, but I've read a lot of novels, so I believed I was a writer. I believe I can write. But I didn't stop there. When I noticed these people are achieving so many things on LinkedIn, I also wanted to achieve something for myself. So I went on YouTube. I went on Coursera, and I learned a lot about writing. To me, that was the easiest skill, because I'm very terrible at designing. So that was the easiest skill for me to go to learn on LinkedIn. So I started learning writing. Why is this? You go somewhere, you notice that this thing is not working out. Then you tend to improve. It's not that you just give up on that thing. So apart from that, after I've learned writing, I volunteered. Volunteered in terms of, I volunteered to do free works. People still complain about free internship. I don't have any bias about free internship, because I've done a lot of free internship in my life. But I volunteered, and from that volunteering, I got recommendations from people. Like, so you can see in the picture then. The next feature I want you to make use of on LinkedIn is recommendation. I don't, you're not paying me for this job. The least you can do is recommend me, so that the people who can pay me is seeing something. And don't be shy to ask for recommendations. It is very easy to use. You have up to 10 recommendations on LinkedIn. The next thing is service. Now your service page, this is for people that already have skills on LinkedIn. Your service page on LinkedIn helps you show the type of service you have, your ratings, and portfolio. You can put your portfolio on LinkedIn as well. You can find this behind the open section page on LinkedIn. So you have up to 20 service reviews and rating. This is for paid clients. Clients who message you to do your job, and then you ask them for reviews and rating after. Then there's also the skills and endorsement part. Recommendation and endorsement works hand in hand. People who recommend you can endorse you. People who read your post on LinkedIn can endorse you. And then you can add up to 50 skills on LinkedIn. People often say you should not use up to 50, but really you need to make use of it because of the SEO on LinkedIn. SEO in terms of search engine optimization, when people search for the particular skills that you do, it brings your name up. And for your name to have more profile views, for them to pop up more often, you need to be able to ensure that that SEO is up to date. Next slide, please. So how do you engage with your network? I mentioned earlier something about building a brand. A brand, you need a community. How do you keep that community to the point that they can recommend you, they can refer you, and for you to get the job? That is, you're engaging with your network. Connecting with contacts. The connection we talked about, you can expand your network to connect with people in the industry. What I mean by this is, people on your phone, on your mobile phone already, there's a way for you to add your contact and search for them on LinkedIn. You can start that by building your brand, and you can also connect with them by posting, by sending connection requests. People under your favorite influencer comment section, check them out. If they relate to what you are doing, connect with them. The next thing is provide recommendations. As people are giving you recommendation, be willing to provide them as well. Next thing is participating in group. This LinkedIn group particularly, there is a difference between just joining a group and then joining a group for you to build a brand. If you want to join a group on LinkedIn, it's very easy. You can search for the group you want to join, and then you ask them for access to the group. But making good use of this group to the point that you get clients is by engaging in that group. It's just like WhatsApp group, right? Most of us just archive WhatsApp group and, oh, these people are sending a lot of message, archive. That's how we do. So on LinkedIn, make good use of it, because clients, let's say for instance, you're an health content writer, you join a health group, and then you're looking for doctors or nurse to manage their social media accounts or to write content to their website and all that. You need to be able to engage so that they can notice you, that this is what you do. So how do you engage with your network? This network, first thing is comment. Comment on post. There are so many ways to comment. There are some people especially, they'll copy the person's old post, paste it on ChatGPT, carry the comment and then paste it back. Instead of going through all that stress to write a comment on someone's page, all you need to do is read what the person writes and write meaningful comments. What is your perspective? There's also a difference when people write good post, great post. The main reason of you commenting is, apart from boosting the person's reach, is for you to attract your clients. When let's say you are commenting on 10 posts a day, right? For every comment, you're writing great post, good post, like, nice post, all that. How are you going to tell your audience that this is what you do? You are commenting on a social media manager post, you are the writer, and what you could write out of everything is good post, great post. Please use, what is the person talking about? How does that relate to you as a writer? Write it under the comment section. The more impression, the more likes and engagement your comments get, the more you reach more target audience, and it's going to help you when you are developing your brand. The next thing is interact with people, respond to message, congratulate them, and participate in discussion. I mentioned earlier that LinkedIn often push posts to you when you are starting out. It push this kind of post of, I'm achieving this thing on LinkedIn, so many things like that. If you are to interact with your audience, tell them thank you, okay? Because for someone to complete a certificate, it took the effort to actually go through that process of reading, learning, and then sharing it to get to the point he is, right? The least you can do, if you are interested in that person, is to say congratulations. So don't be afraid, or don't feel somehow, right, when someone posts their achievements, because at the end of the day, you still have a community, and this community will also be able to celebrate you when it's your turn. Then share relevant and valuable comments. We have ghost viewers on LinkedIn as well. You're looking for a job. Listen, you're looking for a job. You have an optimized profile, and then you just ghost. You start reading comments you like. What about your own? You are helping other people to push on LinkedIn. But what about yourself? Do you just want to be a cheerleader, or do you just want to be a commodity? Now, this will bring me back to my first quote when I said, you are either a personal brand or you are a commodity. There's a difference between personal branding and commodity. Personal branding in terms of, these are the people you see that are doing well. These are distinct brands, and these people have been able to establish themselves to the point that people can now feel something about them. While commodity is just another goods in the market, another person in the market. What point you want to do now is to move from that commodity to being a personal brand. How do you do that? Do something for yourself as well. Create something for yourself. Right, as you are commenting on other people's posts, as you are interacting with them, build your own brand, interact with yourself, create your own content as well. So this brings me to the sharing relevant content. When it comes to content on LinkedIn, let me tell you, there's no post you can. Everybody has basically said everything. For you to be able to get the right content on LinkedIn, because I often get questions like, what kind of content am I putting? Should I write on LinkedIn? Is it educative? Is it promotional? Yes, you can write anything. But the important thing in the content you are writing is that this content should be able to connect with people. That is what interacting, building a community, that is what branding is about. The emotional connection, people's having perspective about you. So if you're writing content on LinkedIn, what matters is, are you delivering value? What matters is the content relevant to what you claim you do? And what matters is, how are you able to connect with people with this content, whether it's promotional, whether it's marketing, anything will work. Just make sure that you are able to get that emotional connection. Next thing is create. Create in terms of industry news, trending news. If a topic is trending, you can also share your opinion about it. Don't be afraid to be controversial. Then optimize. Optimize in terms of SEO. I said that earlier. I talked about SEO, optimizing your profile, but your content should also contain keywords of everything that you are doing. So how do you find participating in LinkedIn group? I mentioned something about that earlier, about building a personal brand. Find your LinkedIn group. If you are using the LinkedIn app right now, use your search box to find groups that you are in. Let's say, for example, you are a writer. I make use of writing a lot because I'm a writer. So search for writing, then filter it to groups. You'll be able to see the list of groups that are present on LinkedIn for writers. Then we've talked about the engage, which is to actively participate in groups, discussions, and share insights, build relationship with people. You don't need to limit yourself to your locality. Expand, because the aim is to go global, not to remain in this Nigerian country that is not funny. So build yourself and engage with people around the world. Contribute as well. Position yourself as a thought leader. There are various ways for you to contribute on LinkedIn, which is whether you post content by yourself, whether you comment on other people's page, whether you attend LinkedIn events. Ensure that you contribute. Next slide, please. Now, measuring and refining your approach. You've been doing something for a long time. Let's say you've been doing something for about 6 months. For me, it took me 6 months. And you realize that this thing is not working out. Do you continue doing the same thing, or do you find something else to do? Do you just give up, continue doing the same thing, or do you refine your approach to the point that you'll be able to find the better strategy that works? And this is where I'm going to talk about. Analyze your profile performance. You are not getting the likes or the engagement that you want. You are not converting the clients that you want. Go to your profile, see what you are doing wrong. Read the post that has the most impression. Read the one that had the least impression, and figure out the one that, how you can make it better. Which of these relates to the people I'm trying to talk to. The next thing is to measure the content impact. Your likes, engagement, which one is performing better, and then you refine the approach, you optimize it, the approach, use the keywords. This is what people want. This is the post that I like the most, and this is how it was able to relate to people. Then that is what I'm going to end. So I also want to mention something real quick, and that is, you should know that if you are trying to sell to entrepreneurs, or you are trying to sell to business owners, and then you are looking for engagement and likes on LinkedIn, it doesn't really work that way. These people are busy. Your target audience does not have the time to be engaging to post, and that's why you, as a virtual assistant, you want to manage their account so that they can be able to build their personal brand. Then you should not expect to be having like 1 million likes, or else you are not targeting your target audience. For you're an health writer, and then you are looking for doctors to engage on your post every day. Most of them only have time on Fridays. Most of them have time on weekends. So don't really blame yourself if you are not getting the engagements that you like. What is important is you are creating the content that your audience needs. Then, to end this, I'll just tell you persistence and determination. It took 6 months for people to notice me, but within that 1.5 months, I've grown to 25K followers, and apart from that, I've been able to get so many deals from LinkedIn. So persistence is very important, but that does not mean you should be using the same strategy. If one does not work, switch it up. The next thing is believe in yourself and your abilities. Nobody is perfect. I'm still figuring it out myself, and then you also need to figure it out. But that doesn't mean you should claim that your abilities are not enough. Maybe for now, the way for you to be enough is for you to keep improving, which is for you to believe in yourself and know that you can do this. The second is surround yourself with people. A tree cannot grow a forest. Surround yourself with people who are going to build you. The average mindset of a man is the mindset of the people they surround themselves with. So you want to grow, let's say you want to be earning $100,000 per month. Surround yourself with people who are earning $100,000 and more per month. Then stay adaptable, be open-minded. What happens with algorithm is that it changes. There is this SpongeBob song that was trending one time ago. Now something else is trending. And be able to adapt to what is trending, be able to adapt to the changes, and be open-minded to new opportunities. The next thing is celebrate your small wins. Those people that are celebrating wins on LinkedIn, when they put in effort for them to get to where they are. So if you are to celebrate your small wins, it even brings in conversion. Let's say you finish your certificate exam, then you posted the certificate on LinkedIn. People who are looking to hire those persons that post this, that have that kind of certification, they are going to message you. So celebrate your small wins, use them as a motivation for you to keep going, and I wish you the best of luck. Bye. Sorry, before I go, do you have any questions? Okay. Questions, please.
Okay, thank you. I'm a graphic designer, but I've noticed that most graphic designers and website designers and people like me don't really thrive on LinkedIn. Those people that are on LinkedIn, that are top graphic designers on LinkedIn, they are like big guns and all, but they have these big likes and everything. But we that are just start, it's always like kind of difficult because most people that are on LinkedIn, they are writers. Most of them are writers, and it's kind of difficult for someone like me now. I'll just come. I cannot post flyers on LinkedIn. I cannot just post flyers. I have to write something with it. So I'm just asking that, how can we graphic designers thrive on LinkedIn?
Okay, so what I noticed, what I want to correct you about when you said most people on LinkedIn are writers, it's not really most people on LinkedIn. It is where you found yourself, the circle. Mostly the people you connect with on LinkedIn are writers. So when you post, it tends to put writers instead of graphic designers. There are people doing real estate on LinkedIn. There are Web3 creators on LinkedIn. But the kind of connection that you have on LinkedIn is probably filled with writers. That's why you are saying writers. So I want you to like go to your LinkedIn profile, view the people you connect with presently. Do they align with what you are trying to achieve? Are they just writers that are not getting the point? You get what I'm trying to say. And filter them out. Don't be afraid to remove people that are not with your goal. So how do you position yourself as a writer? Or if I'm correct, you're asking yourself, or you're asking, how do you position yourself as a graphic designer for you to get jobs? One thing first thing first, you're a graphic designer. What are those people that need your service? Let's say websites, people who want websites, people who want to host events and all that. Connect with those people instead of you connecting with other graphic designers. It's like being you are a graphic designer, and then there's other 10 graphic designers that you people are working in a group. You can see that you guys are competing just for one client. But if you surround yourself with social media manager, you surround yourself with website owner, you surround yourself with even writers self and the LinkedIn influencer, you guys will be able to distribute that gig among yourself rather than just competing with the 10 graphic designers in a group. So it has to do with the people you connect with on LinkedIn. Go through it and filter them out and then find the one that works best for you. I hope that answers your question. Okay. Any other person? Okay.
Good morning. Okay,
Morning.
so my question is that as a LinkedIn member, can you also create content like concerning trendy topics that are outside of your field? Because you said we can also create content about, we can post about trending things. If they're outside your field, is it still okay to post about them, or just like professional, just keep it strictly about your field? Or you can also post about other things, but they are trending, but they are not in your field at all.
There's something about LinkedIn. Let's imagine this: you're a writer, and then you post a trending post about graphic designing, and then that post goes viral. So everybody thinks you're a graphic designer. You see that there is an issue with your brand, but the best way for you to get it is that you are writing about graphic design, but at the same time find a way to link it back to what you do, and that's the most important thing. Whether any type of content that is trending on LinkedIn, find something to link it back to what you do as a personal brand and how it's going to benefit you, how it's going to create more awareness for your brand. So it's not like you just be posting any kind of trending content. Ensure that the trending content you are posting relates back to who you are as a person. And LinkedIn content is not always professional. There is fun. on Saturdays, weekend, they do this LinkedIn, I've forgotten the name, but social Saturdays on LinkedIn, where you get to connect with a lot of people on LinkedIn. So it's not really about you being strictly professional. Share a day in your life. Tell us what you do. Share what happened to you and experience what people said that annoyed you. Controversial posts. Just be yourself, and that's the best thing about building a personal brand or being authentic. You don't really need to be anybody else. So I hope that answers your question. All right. So best of luck, everyone.
All right, please, a round of applause for her once again. Thank you so much for that, ma'am. And if you still have questions, I can see that there are still some hands up. If you still have questions, please kindly follow her on LinkedIn. I mean, she literally just talked about LinkedIn, and probably send her a couple of messages. I'm sure she would have the time to look through one or two of them and answer you. Can we do that? Can we do that? All right, so you can follow her on Faizat Hussein, right, ma'am? All right, you can follow her on Faizat Hussein on LinkedIn and try to send her a message or two so she can answer your questions. All right. Did we gain from that session? Did we gain from that session? How many of you are going to improve on your LinkedIn? How many of you are going to improve on your LinkedIn? That's nice. I should also do something about my LinkedIn. I actually believe there are a lot of opportunities on LinkedIn. A lot of opportunities. My current job right now, someone on the job got it through LinkedIn. Even though I didn't, someone on the job got it through LinkedIn. So there are so many hidden gems on LinkedIn. So kindly make sure you do your best to improve on your LinkedIn. And before we go on to our next program, I'd like to have about 5 people with me on stage. 5 volunteers. I just want to ask you a very simple question. That's all. So I need 5 volunteers on stage. 5 people. Okay. Oh, let me even ask the question to the audience. So if you're still willing to come up to give your own opinion, that would be fine. Is that fine? All right. So I want you to pick between these 2 options and tell me why you'd be going for the options. And I would like you to think well before you give your answer. If you were given the opportunity to collect $100 every month, $100 every month for the next, for life, let's say for life, or you are given you are given the opportunity to get an established business that gets you $20 million, 20 million naira in revenue. Which one are you going for? $100 every month, or $20 million business, 20 million naira business in revenue? What are you going for? I need 5 people on stage. I need 5 people on stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please, a round of applause as they come up. A round of applause as they come up. $100 every month for the rest of your life, or 20 million naira business in revenue. Don't forget, not profit or something. Okay, let me repeat the question. Let me repeat the question one more time, just in case you are thinking about it. If you get the opportunity to collect $100 every month for the rest of your life, I'm saying this so that you can articulate your answers very well. $100 every month for the rest of your life, or you're giving 20 million naira business, 20 million naira in revenue business. Which one are you going for? Do we have our answers? You have your answers. All right.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I will take the $100 per month You will say why. The issue is that revenue is not profit. The
Exactly.
business can be running at a loss. So, sure $100 for a business that is making 20 million in revenue, but maybe that's just break even and they are not making money. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
All right, for me, I love business, so I would go with the business. The reason is I believe that there's always room for growth in business. So there's probability that if I get the right skill I'm to get, if I work with the right people, even though there's this downside, that's the negative part, there's probability that I can times 10 or times 100 that revenue in the space of, let's say, 5 or 10 years. And the reason I wouldn't go for the $100 is that we are all aware of the economic situation in the world right now.
Yes.
That $100 can worth maybe just $5,000 in the next 10 years. And what is my gain? So, but if I invest in business, businesses appreciate. So I would go for the business.
Okay. A round of applause.
Well, my name is Kayode Anointed, and I think I'll go for the $100.
$100 per month.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the power of time and compounding.
Hmm.
All right.
Compounding. Please clap for him. Okay. All right.
I was reading about Warren Buffett, and we all know he's the greatest, the most successful investor of all time.
Okay.
And in real time, he didn't have the best compound rate. I think his compound rate is about 30-something%, which means that, no, it was not the one with 66, which means that if you place 10 investments, it's going to get like 3. And those 3 will make up for the 7 he lost.
Okay.
Then there was another guy, I don't know his name, I've forgotten his name. He has a compound rate of 66.6%, I think. But in real time, Warren Buffett is still richer than him. Why? Because Warren Buffett started early and he knew the power of compounding. So
Okay.
that $100, nobody talked about what we'll do with the $100.
Yes,
so
you
I
can
can
do
get the
anything with
$100
it. You can eat
and
chicken with
invest.
it.
All right, I can get the $100 and invest, and compounding.
You can use Okay. Continue.
$100, that's like 3,000 and something
Okay.
per year.
Yes.
There's a lot I can do with that. There's
Okay.
a lot I can do with that. So I'll go with the money, then invest.
All right.
And through compounding and time,
Okay.
I'll be able to get a fortune from it.
All right. Sorry, but before, yes, please, a round of applause for him. Before the next person talks, I want you to also put into consideration that if $100 enter your hand right now, I can assure you, in the next 3-4 days, 3 to 4, I'm giving you maximum of a week. 1 week. Fiam. You no go see him again. Please, how much is $100 now?
It's about, it's more than 100,000. Like
Yes, about
120 or
120K. Say
Yeah,
you even see
120.
better exchange. You see it as 150K. Tell me that there is nobody here that will not finish 150K in one day.
No.
You will change your phone.
No, there's no way.
Tell me you will not change that phone that you are holding. Tell me you will not change your laptop. You've already saved like 50K. You now see free $100. Piam, you don't buy laptop.
But that's just...
No, don't worry. I value your opinion. Trust me. I'm just saying that. Think about the fact that when you are receiving free money, it is free money. And most people don't know how to take care of free money. Please.
I'll go for...
Please don't let it change your opinion, no. You have to stick with what you... Stick with it. Thank you.
All right, I'm a business person. What I will do with, I will invest, then I will also employ more people. Then I will spread my business brand to all the states so that it can bring more income onto me. Thank you.
All right. So since she has talked about business, since I've brought down the, the free money side, I want you to also know that I said 20 million naira in revenue. It also means that I didn't include profits. Like the first person said, this 20 million naira business in revenue might not be making she. It might not be making 1 naira. You know there are a lot of businesses like that. I'm sure you are aware there are a lot of businesses like that. That people are just pumping money into it and it is not making anything. I think at some point Amazon was on that scale. Amazon was just running on losses. I think one of our speakers mentioned it yesterday, that Amazon has been running on a lot of loss. So just in case you're also thinking about collecting the 20 million naira business in revenue, think about the fact that you might just be wasting your, don't let me say wasting, you might just be investing your strength, your energy and everything to it and not be getting anything in return.
Hello everyone, my name is Oganina, and in respect to what you're saying, actually for me I would prefer the 20 million naira in revenue.
Okay.
Why? Because money okay, money, resources, there's a way it goes. If you're working on your business and you know your target markets, you know how to go about your business and see uncle, there's no way you have losses. There's no way. Okay, sometimes, okay, like Amazon had losses.
There's no way you have losses.
There's no wait.
Ah.
Okay, wait. Just wait. Sorry.
All right.
Wait,
Okay.
just wait. Okay. I'm driving at something actually.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Please, let's hear her. Please. Is it your loss? Is it your loss?
It's my loss.
Hey. Please.
Okay, so actually, for example, if I have that 20 million as revenue, I know what I want to do with it.
Yes.
If it's that $100, me, I know just as what she was saying.
The business is already there. Oh, I'm not giving you 20 million. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm giving you the business.
Yes, the business
Uh-huh.
of you know how to when you know how to market your goods.
Okay.
You know what to do at a particular time.
All
You
right.
know your target market. You know how to go about it. There's no way that you will not gain.
But
from it.
should I also say something? Before a business would have gotten to 20 million in revenue, do you think they've not been marketing?
I know they've been marketing, quite all right, they've been marketing, but there are still things to put in place.
Okay.
Things to put in place.
Things. And you are sure you know these things?
Yes, give
Please,
me the
a
money.
round of applause
Give
for
me the
these
money.
people. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So, if there's anything I want you to learn from this, I want you to know that in reality, there is no easy thing. There is nothing easy. Someone giving you $100 per month and you get 20 million naira business, none of them are easy. Because in the long run, by the time you know you are collecting $100 every month, you will spend this month on. You will say, next month I'll get another one. And the next month will come. You will have check base. You will put debt on the next one because you know that it is coming in. You would have gone to meet your friend because you want to eat shawarma and say, please borrow me like 10K for your hand, don't worry. On the 1st of June, which is today, Happy New Month, on the 1st of June, I will see another $100. My word, just give it to me. And for the business also, if you do not know how to run a business, if they give you a 20 million naira business in revenue, you will run it down. You will run it to the ground. You will run it into 6 feet. That's underground. I can assure you. The person that has built it to 20 million knows what they've been doing and how they want to strategize into making profits. So just know this and know peace. Nothing is easy.